What's up, explorers? My name is James, and I travel around in my 1994 Chevy Astro, learning a bit of history, enjoying nature, and just overall enjoying my van life experience. Today, we'll be exploring an old plantation built around 1839. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. These boxwood trees that you see behind me, I was told are over 100 years old. This is the site of a plantation here at Occaneechi State Park. And that's what they'll look like if you don't trim them up and just let them grow. They're literally like tall trees. Behind me is the site of an old plantation. This plantation was on 3,000 acres of land, and it burned down on Christmas Eve, 1898. William Towns owned the plantation and named it Occaneechi Plantation. The plantation was named for the native tribe that was local to the area prior to their annihilation by Nathaniel Bacon and his followers. The tribe was primarily located on an island that's now under the waters of the lake. William Towns owned 160 slaves, which pretty much made the plantation a village itself. So this spot right here is apparently the old-timey cooler, and that's pretty awesome to see how people way back when kept their food cool. Also, back over in the woods over here, you can see some sort of base of a structure that was once here. There's no sign saying what it was, but I'm interested to know what exactly it was. Probably some kind of outhouse or something. Okay, I stand corrected. That ruins is this old house right here, and that was the mansion that we saw as well. And this whole thing is the terrace gardens. More structure of the old house. Literally every time I come here, this place gives me a creepy, eerie feeling. I don't know if this was one of the original structures, but this thing is so creepy and eerie to me. And they used to have like the vines growing on it in the summertime. And then as you keep walking down the slopes of the terrace garden, it's even more eerie with the 100-year-old boxwoods that's massive, and it definitely gives me the creeps. And y'all know this is the type of place I love to explore. We're currently walking toward the cemetery of the owners of this plantation. Also gonna be enslaved graveyards as well. The energy I get from walking into the slave owners and plantation owners graveyard isn't exactly the best feeling for me, but it's still interesting to see the burial sites nonetheless. This is a solitary sentinel. It was fireplace such as this one were for more than just heating the home. All cooking was done over flames and coals, and it used to be a building that was here, but we don't know what this building was. Oh, it's getting hot. I'm gonna take this jacket off. Hopefully I can find a suitable place to put the microphone. I've seen YouTubers put it there, so why not? Hopefully that works on the brim of my hat. So this mound that you see right here was a dam that would dam up the creek right there, and it'll be like a 4-foot deep pond. Then they would come down here, cut the ice, take it up to the ice house that you saw, and that's how they would get ice, because this would be really cold and freeze in the winter time. Now this is where the enslaved people who lived on this plantation were buried. There's no markings or anything. It just seems like a plain old hillside. There's no memorial, just the plaque that the park put up, and that's a big contrast to how the owners are buried at these places. It's insane. Usually in the state of Virginia, these flowers, I'm not exactly sure what they are. I'll put the name down below, but those flowers are usually a good indicator that there was once an old structure there. They're like old-timey flowers that were planted, and it's usually a good indicator that some old structure was there. You know, although some history may not be positive history, it may be bad history, but it's still history, and it's very important to know that history. That's how we learn and evolve as people. We can also take that history and repeat the victories that were once in the past. So history is so very important, not just some of it, all of it. Heading back to the van right now, and we're gonna go see what else we can explore around here. Maybe explore a bit of the lake. Who knows what we'll get into. It's always an adventure with me. Springtime, I paddleboard out here a lot. This is an awesome little place because it's a cove. You go down there, you can relax, you can chill. There's people usually up here fishing and putting in boats. And then when you go over there, there's a little peninsula. And then you get out into the main lake, but you can actually see like the current differences from this part to the main lake. It really pushes you back in here. So you really got to fight the current. But this is one spot that I do love to paddleboard. This is a little section that I love to walk. It's so peaceful out here, and you can literally just walk beside the lake. It's a great spot. And there's so many little shells right here. It's wild. You know, you can find some weird stuff on this coastline of this lake. There's a drive shaft here. I wonder if a car went into the water. Huh. But yeah, if you just walk this beach line, you find some of the weirdest stuff. Long before this entire lake, which is a reservoir that was built in the 1960s, there was the Roanoke River that ran through here and the Dan River. They converged just upstream. And the Occaneechi band of Native Americans inhabited this area. They lived on an island somewhere out here. I'm not entirely sure, but that was before European settlement. So those were the inhabitants of the land before the plantation and state park, and in fact this lake being here. What's really interesting is this is Virginia's biggest lake by far, and the town that you see over there, Clarksville, is the only lakeside town in the state of Virginia. This lake runs all the way down through North Carolina. Oh yeah. Another adventure complete. Oh yeah. It's always nice to be able to get out like this. It was a very nice day today. Really nice. It was 68 degrees. Didn't even have to wear a jacket. In fact, I could have wore shorts, but I didn't. It was just an overall great day to explore. Now let me take this microphone off my hat and take my hat off. Well, that's all I had for you all today. I hope you enjoyed this adventure, learning a bit of history about Occaneechi State Park. It's a wonderful state park. You can paddleboard, kayak, just all of the water sports for days. They have a couple of multi-use trails. They're subject to hunting seasons though, so you have to be careful if you come during like fall or springtime. But this is an amazing park. It's so beautiful being on Kerr Lake. But as always, explorers, peace, love, and have a great day wherever you are.